Welcome back to the Trail of Mushy the Cowboy Cook. Fall is upon us right now. A lot of these shows that we go to, a lot of festivals going on, whether it's a pecan festival or an apple festival, or these farming ones like this old-fashioned day we went to. Some of them are called like Fall Harvest Day. All kinds of shows like that, or festivals. Now today we're going to make apple enchiladas. I've had them before down at a farm stand in South Carolina, and they are really good with ice cream. In fact, this recipe, you need 2 scoops of ice cream to really make it good. Don't have ice cream with me today, don't have it on the trail, but if you got it available, have 2 scoops with it. Also, at the old-fashioned day in Goldston, we never know who's going to show up and set up beside of us. We typically make quick friends with whoever sets up beside of us. This time, a local guy, he lives probably 40 minutes from me. Name is Eric. I'm going to let him introduce himself. He's a blacksmith, and he's involved in a competition on YouTube and getting ready to make his final video to enter the contest. Check out his channel. He'll give you details on, I'm sure, how to vote for him. He had the sword with him. Really nice work. Very impressed with it. So check out his channel. I'll put all of his information in the description. Like I said, we became fast friends. Talked a little bit about YouTube. He's been in YouTube a couple years. I myself just 2 months or so. We're learning from each other. I introduced myself on his channel. So check out his channel. I know blacksmithing and knife making has really become popular on TV, on the different channels. So check it out. Let's get into making this apple enchilada. Alright, now when I'm cooking with tomato-based things and sweet things with a lot of sugar in cast iron, I personally don't have a problem cooking in the cast iron without any liners or aluminum foil, but sometimes you need an easy cleanup. Now these are for 12-inch Dutch ovens. These are aluminum liners. I got mine at Cabela's, not a sponsored video. These in particular ones actually are for the regular and the deep. You flip these lip up to make it fit into the deep 12-inch. So that's real nice, real convenient, especially doing cobblers and stuff like that you may want to take out and put on a table and serve. Today I'm going to use aluminum foil. Now when I was growing up in scouting, we didn't have the liners, so we would use aluminum foil. Sorry for the noise. I like to use Reynolds wide, which is 18 inches wide, heavy duty aluminum foil. When you're lining it, you might as well buy the good stuff, the heavy duty stuff, so that it's not ripping and tearing on you. Now when you get up to like a 14 and a 16-inch Dutch oven, I like to do one layer going one direction and then one layer going 90 degrees. Now you can just flip it right over the lip, get it good and tight. You can also take it and fold it down on itself right in behind the aluminum foil coming up. And since this isn't a deep cobbler or anything like that, you don't have to worry a whole lot about coming up too far on the sides. Like that right there isn't coming up enough. So this is the side folded back, and then that's it, just coming right over. Either way will work fine. Alright, so the recipe calls for actually 6 8-inch flour tortillas. I've got the extra large, which is about a 9 or 10 inch. I'm going to try and do 3 or 4. Start out with 3 and get more if I need to. Now it calls for 1 can of pie filling, of apple pie filling. I'm going to do it 2 different ways today. One I'm going to do with the apple pie filling, and then I'll do some with fresh apples. Now on your aluminum foil, before we get started good, spray it a little bit so nothing sticks. Take your aluminum foil, take your tortilla, I'm sorry, and scoop up some of the apple pie filling and put it right down the middle. And then sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon. Fold it in from the sides. Fold it over from the other 2 sides. And we're going to put it face down, the seam side down. And then I'm going to make 2 of them with the fresh apples. Now I've got them soaking in some apple cider, and I cut these up a little more to help them cook quicker, because it calls for about 30 to 40 minutes in a 350 degree oven. So I just wanted to make sure that the using raw apples will cook quickly enough. And I figure this apple cider, give it a little bit of fresh apple flavor along with that, fresh apples. And some of the spices, natural spices in the cider. Again, use a little bit of cinnamon. Fold it up from the ends. Fold it over. And then put the seam side down. But wait, I'm going to do a twist on mine. Now the pie filling I'm going to give to my mother. She's not a big fan of the raisins and nuts. I've got some raisins and pecans. I've got 2 ounces of raisins and a half a cup of chopped pecans. And I have soaked them in a little crown. So I'm going to put some of that on the fresh apples. Now I can fold it up and put it again seam side down. Now I'm gonna, since I did a fresh one with the nuts and raisins, I'm gonna do a pie filling with the nuts and raisins, so I can give you a comparison. Now there's a lot more options you can do. You can use some honey. You can use different nuts. You can do, of course, no nuts, no raisins. Whatever flavors you like. Do a little cinnamon again. And then some raisins and pecans. I've always liked pecans better than other nuts. And lots of times when a recipe calls for walnuts or some other nuts, usually I'll substitute pecans in for it. It's always been my favorite nut to eat. Again, fold it in, flip it over, and flip it over. So I've got 3 right there. Set that to the side. Now we've got to make the sauce. The sauce calls for a stick of butter, a half a cup of brown sugar. The recipe I'll write in the description actually calls for half a cup of white sugar. Lots of times I'll substitute sugar for honey or maple syrup. I'm going to do half a cup of maple syrup. And then I'm going to pour a little bit of this crown in there. Instead of wasting it, might as well. Alright, I'm going to get this on the fire. You want to simmer it, heat it up for about 3 to 4 minutes. And then we'll be right back after it's done its thing. Alright, the sauce is ready. Alright, the sauce is ready. And so whenever you take it off the heat, put a tablespoon of vanilla in there. And just give that a good stir. And then pour this sauce. Oh, it smells so good. I think I could put that in a cup and just drink it. Pour that over your everything. Make sure everybody gets a little bit on them, every part of them. And this next step is very important, and that's to wait 40 to 45 minutes You want these tortillas to soak up the sauce and get all up in there with the apples. Now what I'm going to do, the leftover pecans and raisins, I'm going to put them on top of my two. Now I'm going to sit here for 40-45 minutes, let this soak in. In the meantime, I've got another fire going to get coals to put on top of the Dutch oven and get it cooking. So we'll be right back. Alright, this thing is piping hot. Took me about 40 minutes or so, maybe close to 45, but the thing is, it's a little different cooking indoors versus outdoors. Time-wise, usually just a hair longer, but when you see a recipe in a cookbook and it says 30 minutes, 35 minutes, whatever, just add a few more minutes because of the elements outside. Wind, the temperature in the air, the humidity. So that you know, what's in the cookbook for outdoors is you know, right there in the neighborhood. So let's get this out. Now when you're using aluminum foil, and this is where when you use the heavy duty, really helps out. And that when you go down to scoop yourself a, whether it's a enchilada or a cobbler, you don't end up breaking the aluminum foil. So go with the higher quality, heavy duty aluminum foil and you won't regret it. Pan is hot. Pour some of this glaze over the top. And that is nice. If you can see it. Ooey gooey. One thing I do recommend is ice cream, vanilla ice cream. I don't have any today, so that's the only thing I regret not doing for this recipe, but still it's going to be good. Alright, I'm going to let it cool off for just a couple minutes and we'll come right back and try it. Alright, she's cooled off just a little bit, still going to be hot. But I'm going in. The raisins really soaked up the moisture. Now this is the apple pie feeling. Delicious. Get in here a little further where the fresh apples were. Wow. I really don't know which is better. But if you don't like, freshly baked apples, and you wouldn't like that, maybe you like the canned pie filling. You could always put a little caramel in there. What about doing a banana, some caramel, and do like a banana Foster? That would be good. Put in the description what you would put in yours. Whether it's just a certain ingredient or something like banana Foster. But just try it. Try it indoor first and then go outside and do it in your Dutch oven. As you see, it was pretty easy to put together. A couple minutes, basically just heating up the sauce, and then 30-40 minutes cooking it. If you want to go real simple, just do the canned fruit so that you don't even have to cut fresh fruit. But just try it. You will like it. And get me another spoonful here. That's worth being on the trail.
Hi, I'm Eric. I and my family run the Ichthean Forge. We have a YouTube channel. Please check us out. We're out at the Golston Old Fashioned Day today, and we're enjoying an opportunity to come out and to demonstrate and to be beside the cooks and everything. And it's been real nice to be able to be together and to talk with each other and to get to know each other. And he's a fellow YouTuber as well. But we're out today demonstrating how to make a few items for Christmas trees and split crosses and simple things like that. But on the channel, we also do a lot of blades as well as some simple blacksmithing techniques. We'd love it if you come and check us out. I've been blacksmithing about 18-ish years, bladesmithing more specifically, and have just finally worked my way into where I'm hoping to make it a full-time business very soon. We're looking to grow the channel. We've got a little over 200 subscribers right now. And we'd be glad if you came along and checked us out on YouTube and just see our works. I'll be posting a fantasy dagger that I'm finishing up for a YouTube challenge. And the final video of that will be this week before October the 13th. And just come and check it out. It was a fun build. It was a challenging build. And you'll get to see some of my mistakes as well as some of my victories on this one. So thank you for coming along.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that video on the apple enchiladas. I wish I had smell-o-vision, taste-o-vision, but I don't yet on this channel. It was really good. I ate a little bit more of it, and that's all I could do. It was a whole lot of overload, but I'll eat the rest of it later on. I'll assure you that. Also, check out Eric's channel. Look at that fine sword he has made and entering it into the fantasy sword competition, fantasy blade competition. And check out his channel. Again, that's another friend we have made on the trail as we go around the state and into a little bit of Virginia doing these shows that we do. Hope to see him again at another show. I'm sure we'll come across each other sometime down the trail. If you like videos like this, please hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. Share it with a friend or family. Hit the like button. Ring the bell. And Mushy the Cowboy Cook will see you down the trail.